Now first I'd like you to just place your hands on your pelvis and find the top of your hip bone. So you might have to snug in here or press a little bit hard depending on how much padding you have. And just find for yourself, feel as much of your bony aspects of the front of your blades, the sides of the blades, and then behind. And even then go ahead and take your hands behind and just notice even that big triangular bone that comes down below the belt line, coming into your gluteal cleft, the butt crease, and below into the butt crease is actually where your tailbone is, tucking in and under a little bit. But above that is actually your sacrum. So we have here a nice bony structure. We also have the pubic bone, which you can press into and feel your own pubic bone. And then you have the two sitting bones, which you can use your hands to sit on. Really having a clarity about these skeletal landmarks in your sensation and in your image is extremely helpful. So we have what we could call a pelvic bowl. If you were to cut across the top here and fill it with imaginary water as if it all was connected, you could have a bowl, and it looks very much like a bowl on a skeleton. And we could use that image that as you're sitting here just to notice, if you were to fill your pelvic bowl with water, would the bowl hold the water level? Would it be spilling out the front or spilling out the back? So take a moment to notice that for yourself. And then go ahead and start to tip your bowl so you would spill it out the back, and then come and spill it out the front. So this is a familiar movement that we've done together now. Okay, and get the idea of really feeling how the water would slosh. So as you tilt and the water goes out the back, notice how the weight of the water in the pelvis, I'm asking you to use a lot of imagination here, aren't I? But it's going to be very helpful. How the weight of the water in the pelvis, in the pelvic bowl shifts, and how the weight of the water shifts when you go to spill it out the front. Good. Now you could also do something we haven't done at all, which is to tilt your pelvis so you could spill it out the left side of your pelvic bowl. And then you could tilt your pelvis so you could spill it out the right side. So now we're getting into a left-right movement. Now again, your movement could be really small. It could feel like you would just barely slosh the water. And that is a great movement too. It's a little bit harder if I move so small for you on video and if you really need to see the movement, but you could do really tiny, okay? Good, so we're going to connect these 3 points, these 4 points actually, together into a bit of a circle. So we'll come and we'll spill the water out the front, then we're going to go spill the water out the right side, then spill the water out the back, and spill the water out the left side, and then come back to the front. And begin to just go around connecting these 4 points. Now we're going to slow it down a lot because that's really too fast for a Feldenkrais Awareness Through Movement lesson. And I'm going to quit looking at the camera, and you should quit looking at the video, because now as you slowly go around, making it even slower, begin to allow your whole spine to adapt to the changes that are being called forward. Could you do a movement where you just isolated the pelvis? Yes, and possibly that could be valuable, but if you've got a back problem or discomfort, tension, strain, it's not going to be helpful. What's going to be helpful is going to be learning to spread the effort throughout your whole body, including your rib cage, including your breastbone, including your shoulders and collarbones, including your neck. The whole spine needs to do its part in every single movement. The whole thorax, the whole rib cage, the entire ball of wax. So come back if you have stopped. Take a break for a moment, feel your breathing, feel your sitting bones. And let's go the other direction. So you're going to spill some water out the front, go a little bit towards the left side, a little bit back Just spill it out the back, a little bit over to the right. Just feel that water sloshing around and spilling, sloshing around and spilling. Begin to notice how the weight in your feet is shifting. It's not just the weight in the sitting bones, but the weight in the feet. In fact, one foot might be pressing a little bit sometimes while the other one is doing something different. And then notice how one ear might be getting closer to one shoulder than the other. When you go to spill it out the right, is it the right ear getting closer to the right shoulder or the left ear getting closer to the left shoulder? When you go to spill it out the left, is it the left ear getting closer to the left shoulder or the right ear getting closer to the right shoulder? When does the head rise and when does it fall? When does it get short? When do you get tall? Great. Good. So this is another nice little enlivenment, something you can do throughout the day. And I have several more of these. So stay tuned.